I try to hide my grin when I hear my mom say, "Damn it, your dad forgot his lunch again," but it's impossible. "I'll bring it to him," I quickly say, grinning like an idiot and grabbing the bag my mom is still holding. "It's completely out of your way. You don't have to do that." "Relax, Mom. College doesn't start for another couple of weeks. I have nothing at all to do today, so I can easily run it over there. Let me throw on some clothes and then I'll do it." I race back up the stairs before she can argue. I'll take any excuse to go to my dad's work, especially if it means I'll get to set my eyes on his unbelievably sexy boss. I've had it bad for Mr. Harding for as long as I can remember. He may be more than twice my age, but the man looks like a god, and he starred in every single sexual fantasy I've ever had. He's also the reason I'm still a damn virgin at 19. There's no way in hell I'm showing up without looking amazing, so I take a quick shower, making sure to shave everything, before walking to my closet. I decide on a ridiculously short skirt and a pink top that hugs me like a second skin. Looking in the mirror, it's painfully obvious that I'm braless, so I grab a little black sweater and put it on so my mom doesn't have a heart attack when she sees me walk out the door. I look at my reflection one last time and smile. With any luck, I'll catch Mr. Harding's eye. We did have a bit of a moment at the Christmas party last year. I'd run into him in a dark corner, and the heated look he'd given me still gets me wet every time I think about it. Nothing had happened, though, and it's been eating away at me ever since. I know he wanted me. I think he just needs a little kick in the ass. He probably thinks I'm off limits since my dad works for him. Well, that's bullshit. I just need to make him see reason, and I think today might be the day. With an excited squeal, I run down the stairs and grab the forgotten lunch. Calling out a quick bye to my mom, I race out the door and get in my car, so excited I can barely sit still. The whole drive, I replay scene after scene of me getting fucked in every position I can think of by Mr. Harding. By the time I'm pulling into the parking garage, my panties are soaked and my nipples are so fucking hard they ache. When I'm inside the building, my nerves threaten to get the best of me. I hurry up and find my dad's office before I lose my courage to even do that. "Well, what a nice surprise," my dad says, giving me a quick hug. "Oh, thanks." He grabs the lunch I hold out to him. "How pissed was your mom that I forgot it again?" I laugh and say, she wasn't crazy happy about it, but I didn't mind bringing it. Before he can say anything else, I hear a deep, sexy voice coming from behind me, and I immediately know who it is. My whole body responds to that voice, and I'm suddenly so horny I can barely think. "Renee, it's nice to see you again." I turn and look up at the sexiest face I've ever seen, the one I have memorized and have fucked myself to more times than I can count. His green eyes look amused as he runs his eyes over me, and the dark stubble on his cheeks makes me want to hike up my skirt and press my pussy to his face and ride him until I've orgasmed so many times I won't even be able to remember my damn name. I realize I've been staring at him like an idiot, and to my absolute horror at some point during this imaginary oral scenario, my mouth has fallen open. So I'm not only staring at him, I'm staring at him with my mouth parted and my breathing way heavier than it should be for just standing still. I feel my face heat up and know I can add turning bright red to my list of humiliations. Mr. Harding runs his eyes over me again before turning to my dad. "Are you going to have a problem getting me that report by the end of the day?" "No, not at all," my dad says, already sitting back down at his desk to get working. I know he's super busy, so I tell my dad bye and start to walk away. I don't get far before I sense rather than see the large, powerful presence beside me. He follows me into the elevator, but before I can press the button for the ground floor, he leans over and presses the top floor button. Keeping his body close to mine, he leans in closer and says, "Would you mind coming to my office before you go?" I breathe in the scent of his intoxicating cologne and barely manage to keep from moaning and rubbing my body against his. "Yeah, of course," I manage to say, even if it does come out in a breathy whisper. He smiles and stands back up to his full height, adjusting his suit jacket and making it impossible for me to not notice how damn broad his shoulders are. He stands closer to me than is necessary, and I try my best to keep myself under control. I mean, for all I know, he just wants to ask me a few questions about my future or maybe even offer me an entry-level position. I try to tell my pussy that it doesn't mean he'll be putting his cock inside me, but my body refuses to calm down, and by the time we reach the top floor, I've soaked through my thong again and I can feel my juices coating my inner thighs. Mr. Harding smiles down at me and places his hand on my lower back, gently guiding me off the elevator. The feel of his palm pressed against me has every cell in my body on fire with need. I try my best to act casual and not like I'm leaving a small trail of arousal behind me. I'm too embarrassed to look to see if I'm dripping onto the floor, but, fuck, does it feel like it. He leads me past his secretary, stopping to say, "Please make sure I'm not disturbed, Doris," before guiding me into his very large, very luxurious office. Once inside, he closes the door and walks to his desk. He turns and leans against it, crossing his long legs out in front of him as he watches me. I'm not sure what to do, so I stand awkwardly and look around his office. It's imposing, to say the least. The desk he's leaning against is large and made of some kind of dark wood. There are 2 leather chairs in front of his desk, and there's a wall of windows that gives an amazing view of the lake that the city is built around. "Wow," I say, watching a flock of birds fly by before arcing out over the water. "I'm glad you like it," Mr. Harding says, still watching me with those intense green eyes of his. "Why don't you sit down, Renee?" Grateful to be told what to do since my brain has just decided to stop working, I walk over and sit in the plush, leather chair in front of him. His eyes run over my sweater. Cold? He asks, arching a brow at me. I feel my cheeks heat up again when I remember how hard my nipples are and my super wise decision to go braless. No, I manage to mumble. Then take it off. His commanding tone of voice and the confident way he carries himself has me practically wiggling in my seat. I slide my sweater off, feeling my face grow redder as it slowly drops away, revealing my skin-tight shirt and hard nipples. He lets out a quick, deep groan that he quickly cuts off, and when I'm still too embarrassed to look at him, he says, "Renee," and that one word has me turning my eyes up to his. The heat in them nearly knocks me on my ass, but he keeps the rest of his body under perfect control. The only other clue that this is affecting him is the way he's clenching his jaw just a bit tighter. Interesting choice of outfits to come and bring your dad lunch. When I didn't say anything, his lips quirked up in a small grin that looked devilish on him. It's the kind of look that promises all kinds of wicked, wonderful things, and I want them all. Did you wear this for me? Yes, I say, meeting his eyes. Good. He runs his eyes over me again. I see you chose to skip the bra today. Good girl, he praises, making me let out a soft moan before I can stop myself. He raises a brow at that but doesn't comment on it. Did you skip the panties too? No. Tell me what's under that tiny skirt. A black thong. What else? I look at him confused. That's all I'm wearing. He smiles and says, your pussy, sweetheart. Tell me about your pussy. I start to lift my skirt so I can just show him, but he stops me with its sking noise. No, pet. Tell me. Well, it's shaved and very, very wet. He closes his eyes as if he's picturing what I'm saying. How wet? So wet, Mr. Harding. I've soaked through my thong, and my inner thighs are slick with my juices. Good girl, he says, and I love how strained his voice sounds. There's something else, Mr. Harding. He opens his eyes and looks at me. What is it, sweetheart? My pussy is untouched. He grips the desk so tightly that I see his knuckles turn white. What do you mean by that exactly? I smile and say, I mean I'm a virgin, and no one has ever seen or touched my pussy. I fidget with the bottom of my skirt. I know it's silly, but I've kind of had a crush on you for a while now, and I always wished that you would be my first. He gives me a sinfully wicked grin. You want me to pop your cherry, pet? Yes, I moan, running my eyes down his powerful body and letting out a soft gasp when I see the very large bulge in his pants. Then be a good girl and go stand against the window. It's the last thing I'm expecting him to say, so I just sit there waiting for him to tell me that what he means is to stand up and bend over so I can fuck you, but he doesn't say anything else, just watches me, giving me that same intense stare that has me quickly standing and walking over to the large wall of windows. When I'm next to it, I look back at him, wondering just what in the hell I'm supposed to be doing. He smiles and says, hands against the glass, Renee.